There's a man middle-aged and mean, chasing a dream that's never been. Filed another case, he's losing ground. Can't stop wheels from spinning round. He's got minions on his side, no prayer. Still fighting on, it's just a nightmare. Pull him up, you're making it worse. Endless motion, pocket full of curse. YouTube hits, but your soul's in chains. Protracting pain, multiplying shame. Pull him up, can't you see? You're drowning in your own hypocrisy. Every case is a money grab. Put it on the tube, that's the only tab. Litigation game, no need to win. Just drag it out and reel him in. Twist the law, break the rules. He's playing games, but he's just a fool. Pull him up, you're making it worse. Endless motions, pocket full of curse. YouTube hits, but your soul is changed. Protracting pain, multiplying shame. Pull him up, can't you see? You're drowning in your own hypocrisy. Every motion's just for show. Filing papers, moving slow. Courtrooms a circus, all a game. But in the end, who is to blame? Sick of the noise, sick of the lies. The case is dead, he'll never realize. Pull him up, you're making it worse. Endless motions, pocket full of curse. YouTube hits, but your soul's in chains. Protracting pain, multiplying shame. Pull him up, can't you see? You're drowning in your own hypocrisy. On the case another day. Will the judge care the sky's gone gray? Pull him up, it's all a trap. You're digging your hole, fall in that gap. Pull him up, the time's all spent. Lost in the game, no way to repair. Mommy didn't love you enough, germ. Too bad, not sad. Pull him up.
Hey, hey, hey! What is going on, everybody? I might be in jail in New York soon.
Jeez.
Richard, you want to come on and explain that?
Gee, thanks, Rosie.
People are saying send Richard a link.
Angry Chicky.
Hey, Richard!
Chicky says,
How you doing?
Granny Cat.
hey, Richard.
Hey,
What's
how
up,
are you?
brother?
What's going on? So what's a good word?
We're just
What do you
talking
mean?
about this
What do you
bullshit.
mean you might be in jail?
Yeah.
Oh, so I got this asshole DA up in New York named Michael Mcmahon, and I have a decade-long history with the fuck. And so what he did was, in 2015, I was against him because he had no prosecutorial experience, but he wanted to be the DA. He's a hack. He was a congressman before that, and before that was a city councilman. It's like a Nancy Pelosi. He would suck her ass while he was in Congress. He's just a total douche. And so he goes to become the DA, and I went against him. You know, I was helping the person who was running, who was a professional prosecutor with 27 years worth of experience. Well, this hack ends up winning. During the race, like I exposed the fact that like he had dead people signing his ballot access petitions. So it's like they went to the fucking graveyard and had people's names from the graveyard on the petition. And so that happened, and then I made Facebook pages like lampooning him. Like I made a page like with his name on it, and I had a disclaimer and everything else, but I lampooned him. I had him like being endorsed by the Lucky Charms, the Leprechaun, and the Tricks Rabbit. And, I had a picture of him with the Grinch, and I just was being a total, just lampoon. That's what I was. It was like, gadfly satire shit, Well, that race gets over. He wins. He becomes the DA, right? 2 years later, his wife is the administrative judge on Staten Island, and I catch the wife because I had the clerk, the former clerk of the court, was wired up, and they were doing, because this guy's the DA, the wife is the top judge. They can't be doing shit together. Like, you cannot have a married couple. Like, one of them is the judge who does all the assignments, and then the other is the district attorney. So they made a rule that the wife could only be the assignment judge for the civil part, not the criminal stuff. And as soon as they made the rule, what did they do? The wife was conspiring to run the criminal part too, and pad the guy's stats. So there were dozens, if not hundreds, of people that went to jail because they had warrants that were issued by a certain judge that was very, very favorable to the defense. And there was no due process, no criminal rights. So I went in and I exposed it. Well, God knows that's what sent me away. People want to know, why did this guy go away to jail? It's because of this guy. He went in, he engineered the federal case against me. It was a hatchet job, weaponized justice. And then he engineered a state case, which was weaponized justice too, where he was the quote unquote victim. Well, now he's saying that he received a Facebook email from me, not Facebook, a Substack email from me. And the Substack email is a violation of some protective order that I didn't even know about. I wasn't even served with. I wasn't even present in court in the same state as this judge. They never explained it to me. And he's saying that it's a felony order of protection violation where I put the fear of death into this guy. I threatened him with death or bodily injury. The email was not anything I wrote. The email was an email from Dr. Vandy Lee, who's a domestic violence specialist, world-renowned, used to work at Yale, now works at Harvard, about family court, right? So it wasn't even for me. It wasn't about this guy. And he's claiming that he's got it's a felony. Now, that's not even the best part. They're trying to do what's called an I card on me. That's like a wanted. So any cop in New York right now, if they saw me, could arrest me, bring me to the station house, because they have an I card on me. It's never been to a judge. There's no probable cause. It's the word of the DA acting as a private citizen, and he basically fudged and he lied in a complaint to the police, but the police work for him, so they're going to take his complaint, treat it like gospel. They think there's probable cause. There's not. It's never been to a judge. And so what they're going to try to do to me is they're going to try to bring it to one of the crony judges on Staten Island, who, it's McMahon's wife is the judge, and all these other people who've known him for 30 fucking years. So they're going to try to get it made into a felony warrant. The second it becomes a felony warrant, they can hand it to the U.S. Marshals, or they can hand it to the Florida authorities to come arrest me. And then they put me in what's called diesel therapy. So first thing they'll do is they'll put me for extradition, and I'll fight extradition. So I'll be in the Florida jail for a month, maybe 2 months, trying to fight extradition. If I lose extradition, they put me on a bus from Florida up to New York, chained and shackled, and the stop to stop takes me 4 weeks, 6 weeks to get to New York. When I get to New York, bring me to Rikers Island. When I get from Rikers, they bring me to court. You know what they could do when they bring me to court? They could turn around and say, okay, we're not going to prosecute the case. So they could take 3 months of my life on a bogus warrant, and I can't do a fucking thing about it because this is lawfare. But now that Trump is in, we can do something about it. And I've already been talking to the pardon attorney's office and Ed Martin, who's the pardon attorney and the weaponization and lawfare group. I also have people talking to me for me, to Pam Bondi, to Dan Bongino, to Kash Patel, to all the people in the Trump administration. If they go and they do this warrant, then they may very well get prosecuted. They may get prosecuted for weaponization of justice, because there's no basis for this. This is them weaponized justice. But the best part is, I have an audio tape. I have my lawyer call the guy up who's the warrant squad guy, and the warrant squad guy is bragging, well, because of who the victim is here, we're going to get everything we want from a Staten Island judge. Your guy, we're going to send the marshal, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. And the guy was being like, trying to intimidate my guy. But the fact is, we got it on tape. That's corruption. He admitted to corruption. He said if this wasn't the district attorney, then this wouldn't even be a charge, basically. So we got the guy on corruption, and today I filed with the Rat Squad in New York City. The Rat Squad is the Internal Affairs Bureau, the New York Police Department, New York City Police Department, Inspector General. So the 3 detectives that were involved, they're under internal investigation, internal affairs investigation. So I got them today, and then I turned around and I got McMahon. I hit him with an ethical grievance with the state bar in New York too, because the thing he filled out, the police report, he lied in the police report. And so, Lisa, I'll even send you the police report. You could probably put it up on the screen because it's a regular document.
Yep. I can do it. Wait.
Thank you, Bonnie.
There we go.
We
It
are.
wouldn't let me hit. Yeah, it wouldn't let me hit add. Go ahead. Yeah, it's up there. Yep.
Okay, good. So you see this New York City Police Department complaints?
Yeah.
So this guy, look at the occurrence inside of 130 Stuyvesant Place. You know what that is? That's the district attorney's office. He's sitting at his desk.
Right.
The district attorney. Look at the date it said it from. It said 7/13. That's a Sunday at 10:51, right? And
Yeah.
it was 7:30, 10:52. So he got one email, one single solitary email on Sunday, right? He reported it the next day. Okay, what is it? Criminal contempt. F. That's a felony. They're saying it's a felony criminal contempt. You realize a felony that in order under the statute right here, 215, right? In order for there to be felony, the person has to be fearful of their life, right?
Right.
Has to be fearful of imminent bodily harm. Now, so we'll save that. We'll come back to that in a second. Okay. Confirmed shots is all the bullshit. Blah 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 blah. That's all bullshit here. Then where do we go down? McGovern. So that's the supervising detective, McGovern, right? He took the thing.
Yeah.
July 13th, Luthmann knowingly disobeyed a valid order of protection by electronic means via email to the Honorable Michael McMahon, right, from Luthmann, order in effect 10/26/2028, or Monday, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so let me go through this with you. One email, it's a single solitary email, knowingly disobeyed a valid order of protection, right? I didn't violate an order of protection. They never served me with an order of protection. When I was
I was just going to ask you, do you have one?
I don't have an order of protection because they never served it on me. I was never in court in the state of New York, right? I was never, I was in Allenwood in Pennsylvania. I was the first case of its kind that was ever somebody in federal custody wasn't brought back to New York to take the plea. My plea was not valid. Plus, they never told me about this. They never served the order on me. They never handed the order to me. Okay? The judge never explained it. Whenever if you ever go to court and you get an order of protection, the judge says, you have order of protection. Do not contact this person. Don't go to their home, their place of business. If you're in a place and they walk in, you get up and you leave. Don't send an email. Don't go on social media. Don't do this. Don't do that. Your order of protection is valid for this many years, blah, 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 blah. Robbie, this was like, look, even if they would have served this on me, they have to explain it to me too, because they spent 10 years telling me that I'm crazy. Even though I was a lawyer, they said this guy was nuts. He's a fruitcake. So if I'm a fruitcake, then I need to get something explained to me. That's pretty clear. And Robbie, like, you know, when your paper's over, when your supervised release is over, you think that everything's over, right? Unless they explain to you that this order of protection is going to go forever. They have to tell you that. They have to be very clear. Look, your supervised release is over on January 1st, 2024. So you got to be good until that day. After that day, you have all your rights back. They can't do anything to you just for bullshit. They didn't tell me that there was an order of protection that was on top of this. My supervised release was over August 5th, 2024. After that date, you know, I'm free and clear. I still believe I'm free and clear because I was never served with anything. I was never given New York State parole. I was only given federal paper, and that's the only thing that anybody told me I had to abide by. So it's all bullshit. Then the next part is electronic means. And so there's two problems here. Honorable Michael McMahon. You see that email? michael.mcmahon@rcda.nyc.gov? That's a public email. You can't harass somebody at a public email. Think about it. By sending one email to this person and it's a felony, he is the top law enforcement officer. So imagine if I sent it to him intentionally because I needed help. He would turn around and say you're a felony because you asked for help, right? You can't do that. It tells you, it's like saying you can't go to the cops. You can't call the cops. You can't do this. You can't. That's one problem. The second problem is Luthmann@substack.com. I don't own that email. Luthmann@substack.com. Substack owns the email. Substack relayed the email. Luthmann at Substack.com is the name of my publication. This is for real, right? It's not Luthmann. It's like it's Richard Luthmann at gmail.com, and I have control over it. And that Substack sends the email, okay? And the email was sent to 33 or plus thousand people. So it wasn't sent to one person directly to him. It was broadcast to the whole world. And I'll show you the email in a second. The email itself did not talk about him at all. It actually talked about family court. Now I'll show you some more shit. You're going to love this. It gets even better. I think that was pretty bad. Okay, let's see. Okay. Is the victim fearful for their safety and life? The guy says yes. For one email, his victim is fearful of safety and life. Now, that could happen if I wrote in the email, fuck you, I'm going to kill you, I'm going to friggin' shit out your neck, I'm going to eat your children. You know, like if he said something like that, I would understand, yes, I would be fearful for my life if somebody said something maniacal and crazy and things. But yes, this was not like that, because I'll show you the email in a second. Then they have all the stuff here, him, blah, 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 blah. Here's me. You know, the 6 foot, I think I'm less than 320. That's a little bit, you know, they're trying to make me look bad here, I think. So that's then we have it here. Then my address they have for me. Here's my address. Maybe Jeremy should try to serve me at this address. You say that address? Robbie, do you know what address that is?
What's that?
The Brooklyn MDC, the Metropolitan Detention Center.
Oh my God!
That's my address they have. This freaking NYPD's address is a jail. They have me in the jail. That's the best part. Okay.
Oh my God!
It gets even better. Look at this now. It gets even better down here. Complaint associations: McMahon, Luthmann, and then look, stranger. That's perjury right there. Because I'm not a stranger to this man. This man, I was a lawyer. I sued people. I had his lawyers dealing with me. I was suing everybody. I had cases. He was the DA. I was a criminal defense attorney. I had all sorts of shit. I'm not a stranger. He perjured himself there too. So he's perjured himself up and down the thing, because how can you be saying somebody's a stranger, number one, and then how can you come up here and say that you're fearful for your life from a single solitary email? And now I'm going to show you the email real quick. Let me show you this email. Let's see how we do this. The email is right here. Here it is, image 4. Did that go up?
Yep. There you go.
Here's the email. Look what it says on the very top. This is for real. Cross-posted a message from Family Court Violence. So Richard Luthmann didn't do it. My publication on Substack, luthmann.substack.com, is called This Is For Real. I'm the editor, so what happens? Richard Luthmann, I gave a little bit of an introduction. So he sees my fucking face, and he has Luthmann derangement syndrome, and his fucking head goes, right? So this happens at 10:51. He gets one fucking email, and he has, what, 3 paragraphs from me. Judge Galina Mecca has become a national symbol of unchecked family court tyranny. I didn't talk about it.
Wait, I have a question. How did he get on your Substack list?
Oh, that's even better. I'll show you the next email. That's the best one.
Okay. He would have had to have signed up for it, correct?
Yeah, it gets better. Listen, it gets better. I'm going to show you in a second.
Okay.
So then you have all this shit here, right? And so this is, she's talking about Judge Galina Mecca and Bandy Lee's right here. That's her name, and everything else. And so this is not about this. This is just an email. Now, I'll put the next part in, and you'll love this. Okay, then how I think this guy got on here, okay, how I think he got on here was, let's see. I'm going to add the file in here. We saw Google Slides, PowerPoint, and PDF. Okay, I'm going to upload this file. This is how I think he got on here.
That one. Okay.
So then I'm here, right? And so Rick LaRiviere from my place sent all of these people who are elected officials in Staten Island about misconduct of the New York City Council member's office. Look at the date on this, June 20th, 2025, right?
Right.
Everybody gets sent this stuff, right? Scroll down. I'm going to go to the next part. And here's like, it's like real shit. This is like the mosque, but not the whole mosque. This is like 90 mosques in New York City complained because they want a public apology from Camilla Hanks for religious discrimination. And then they have her husband basically have threatened the Muslim guy. This guy, Kevin Marielov. He says a Game of Thrones style threat. He says winter is coming. You know, he says that shit to this guy, right?
Right.
So I have the whole email, and then it's Rick LaRiviere sends it, and you see that link, follow me on Substack? It's my belief that this guy clicked on that follow me on Substack, right? And because look what happened. Look what I have here. I'll show you the next one too. Now the next one is the you asked, well, how did he get onto the thing? How did he get onto the page? Well, I'll show you right here. It is this. Let's put this on now. This one's processing. Now, good old Substack has records, right? And it shows when somebody's there now. We're going to go to the very, very first email that we see and look down here.
Right.
June 20th, Substack user created, right? Free sign up. That was the day of the email that got sent to him from the other guy, Rick LaRiviere, and subscribed, right? So he subscribed himself. Look at this on the 26th, right? The 25th, he clicked the link, right? He clicked the link himself. The 26th, click the link, click a link, click a link, right? We go to the next one. Receive the emails, opened email, opened email, opened email. There's 29th, 28th, 29th, 28th, 29th. He's doing this for 2 fucking weeks, this guy. He's reading emails, clicking links, enjoying posts, everything else. And then suddenly on the 13th, he goes fucking crazy because he saw a fucking email. It doesn't add up. You know what I'm saying? This is like a setup. There's a fucking, it's like he's a rat. That's what it comes down to. He's being a rat on this. And he thought he was going to be slick. But I'll get rid of that. But he thought he was going to be slick and try to catch me. But I got all the evidence here, right? This is like, if they come to get me, I'm a multimillionaire, like overnight. You know, they can't come and do this. This is lawful. Right. And I really talked to people in the federal government, and they're waiting for them to do something because they could probably bring a federal case against this guy at this point. You know, everybody I talk to that are involved, they can go get these fucking people and take them the hell out. Now, I'll show you another thing what I did today.
I mean, that's the first thing I thought of when you see it came from Rick. How is he blaming you for contacting him? You know what I mean? Like, it makes no sense.
The guy's out of.
I mean, it does now that you've shown it, but like for him to act like that, it's like he wouldn't have even had that if he didn't.
Now you see this? I'll show you the story. Okay. Now this is him. Do you see the picture? Is it going?
Yeah.
He's the great King Rat of Staten Island. So I don't know if it'll play, but I'll play it a little bit for you.
I'm laughing at Richard's bopping his head.
Now here's the next one. Now this is the whole thing that I put out today about the Rat Squad. You know what the Rat Squad is? Well, I didn't put that. Rick and Frankie, they're two of my guys. I put it out because I'm the editor, but they did the story. Okay. And so this is my New York News Press. This is one of my sites. This is McMahon. This is the asshole right here. There's a big picture of him. And then there's Rick and Frankie. And then this is the
Rat Squad.
Internal Affairs Bureau.
Right.
They're the Rat Squad. And so what I did
was awesome.
I got the three guys on there. Supervising Detective Sergeant McGovern, Detective Wilkinson, and Callisto, and they have them falsifying the records, right? Because basically they put out the iCard. That's what a wanted poster, and so it's a phony case. And so that's me. This would be I'm a friggin' altar boy. They coming after me. I'm an altar boy. I'm carrying the cross. That's me carrying the cross. And so I put this thing here, which we just saw before, and then I put this thing here, which we just saw before, with the Judge Galina Mecca and Bandy Lake. But this guy don't like me for 2015. I put this out for him when he did the campaign. This was from 2015. I made him he's the boss, or the underboss, and made his wife the boss as the judge. I made him like a phony crime family. I called him the Irish Mafia. So they hate me because I basically ridiculed them. You know, I did all sorts of stupid stuff with them. And so I filed a complaint today with the NYPD, with the Rat Squad. And I went over everything with them, right? I have an audio recording to tell them. I talk about all the false statements. I show them, this is when I told them that there were dead people that signed petitions. This is me talking about the case that I had against them. This is all in here. So everyone can go to New York News Press and go to my Facebook. Now here is Judge Judy McMahon. That's the wife. And the guy next to her is the top judge. He's the administrative judge. This guy's the guy who's going to sign the warrant. They're like asshole buddies. They've known each other for 30 years. So you can't get due process from these people. That was my old lawyer. They're screwing around with my old lawyer because you have him on a case. It's not a case anymore. But check this out. I'll show you this thing too. Does it go to share this one or no? Yes, share this tab instead. Am I on the new tab?
Let me see. Hold on. No. You have to remove it.
Oh, let me go down.
Oh,
I'm on the new
you're
channel.
showing it. No, it's I could see it.
Okay, so here's look what happened. Here's the case. This is the last time that it happened. This is when I took my plea, 10/27 of 2020, right?
Uh-huh.
And then there's all sorts of other crap here. I don't even know what that is. They said a violation of probation. I have no clue what I was there, what they're doing here. Then 7/11 of 2025, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, they turn around, and this is what, a few weeks ago, right? 7/14,
Yeah.
and then 8/1. They're having court hearings.
8/1.
Yeah, that's in a couple of days. This is the old case. This is where I took my plea. I don't know what that is. I wasn't there for the violation. I don't know what happened that day. And then I'm here at 7/11 of 2025, and they're trying to do shit here. Now, I don't have a lawyer here because my lawyer on this case, Arthur Idala, that's the one who was Ghislaine Maxwell's lawyer and Harvey Weinstein's lawyer and Lawrence Taylor's lawyer and Richard Luthmann's lawyer. And so Arthur Idala basically was removed as my lawyer in 2023 by Judge Leo in Brooklyn, right? So they're trying to hold hearings for me, right? They're trying to hold hearings for me without me. They didn't tell anybody that I have the hearing, right? They didn't tell anybody what's going on, right? I don't know what's going on here. And then they have Idala ask my person, my next appearance is this. And I have no knowledge of this. They didn't give me any notice. I don't know what this is about. But look at the incident. The date of the incident, March 11, 2016. Look how old this whole fucking thing is, right? It was probably before that, 2015. This is shit from a decade ago that they're trying to fuck with me about. So that's what this whole thing is about. You know, this whole thing is about them trying to fuck with me from shit from a decade ago. Only because I'm getting too good. I'm getting too good at what I do. When I put out stuff in the media, people actually listen to me. It's like, man, this makes sense. What he's saying isn't totally fucking crazy. Holy shit. So these people, that's what these people are doing. They're trying to come after me. I have people coming after me for every angle. I don't give a shit. What are they going to do? You know, so that's where we go. That's how this all works. That's what they're trying to get me a warrant. Do you want to know if I disappear for a month? That's why I'm disappearing, because some asshole in New York has the power to make me disappear for a month. You think this is America? If they get away with it, then it's the end of America. And people are saying they're worried about New York going communist with Mandami and all that shit. It's already there with this guy. This guy's like an authoritarian. This guy does what the fuck he wants. And it's a pain in the ass. That's what he does. So that's the case right now. So I didn't write any articles on Germ this week because I've been worried about myself to stay out the
You mean you're not going to be leaving me, just me alone?
No.
Because apparently you're leaving me, or you've left me.
People are so fucking stupid. But if they really want to if they really want, if Megan had any type of journalism left in her body, she would go on this thing and say all the reasons why I should be going to jail. Like I challenged Tug, I challenged Pearhead, whatever his fucking name is, I forget, and the other guy. Yeah, that pear-headed bastard, the faggot who wants to see my Komodo dragon. Then there's the other one. They all think that they're like half. There's not a half a brain among the whole lot of them. Roscoe. If they all think that they're journalists, what's the other one? Shara. I will defend Shara to the ends of the earth. Fuck you.
Oh gosh.
Anyway, so get your entire brain trust together, right? You're all a bunch of morons, and then get them.
Pay your witnesses, Germ. Pay your witnesses.
Get people together, and then why don't you do a deep dive into my story? And why don't you help out Mike McMahon and say why the crooked DA and the crooked cops are right? You should go out and put that. Why I should be put into prison for 3 years? That's what they're asking for. 3 years in prison on that charge. That's the most I get. Why should Richard Luthmann be put in prison for 3 years? And you should come up with a good story, because it would be pure fiction. I don't know if you people have the creative writing in you to do that. I probably could if I had to come up with a reason why, but this is not me. This is about you. Why don't you come out and say why I should be gone? And in the meantime, come up with a good story of why you haven't served me yet, and why you're not going to serve me because you're afraid of me. Because I'm going to take your money. I'm going to ask for a bond. I'm going to bleed you dry. That I'm going to make Randy Shockett's life a living hell in Discovery and everything else, all the procedural maneuvers I'm going to pull. And I got nothing to lose. I'm judgment proof. I got nothing. You people can't take anything. You can't get blood from a stone. I got nothing. You can't get a thing from me. It's great. It's liberating. So it is what it is.
It's just content. Did you listen to what I was saying earlier? I don't know when you came in.
So what?
About them adding themselves to the lawsuit with Jeremy against Leslie, and then added Michael. They added Michael to it. Oh my God!
That's the stupidest thing they should do is add Michael, because then you have a situation where I think that Michael could probably get covered of the malpractice insurance. So Leslie may represent herself, but all she has to do is, and Michael might represent her, but all they have to do is get the insurance carrier in there, and then the insurance carrier does the brunt of the defense at that point. What she should do now is turn around and reinstitute all of her claims against them as counterclaims, and then really teach and smack the shit out of them. Now it's going to be a 2-year, 3-year battle, but whatever. At this point, it's going to get a whole lot of nothing. But
Megan and Tug were never even served. They have no claims whatsoever. So Michael sent Shockett a safe harbor letter about the 57.105 for lawyer fees, and gave him 21 days to fix this damn thing and drop the case. Otherwise, he's going to do the 105. And he's already working on it. $500 an hour times all that viewing that he's got to do with all those videos and on all those channels. I mean, by the time 21 days is up, it's $168,000 per plaintiff.
Good for him.
I was like, holy shit. But does Megan even realize what she heard? Do they even realize?
Insane.
They have no idea, because you don't think Shockett warned them, Shockett, they're gonna have to pay Shockett too for his legal fees.
Shockett's a moron. He's terrible, and I don't know how he has a license, but we're looking into that even further. We saw more stuff with him in the dental, disruption.
Yeah,
we'll get into that probably very soon. Bruce sent that all over to me, and then about all that other stuff he sent me some of that to it, and so I'll take a look at that. Once I'm done with this fight with this Mcmahon guy, I'll process some of the other stuff with Germ. We'll see if Germ's even gonna serve me. Though I don't think he's gonna serve me. That's the thing. If he was gonna serve me, he would have done it already. And
I think he's scared of you, Richard.
I think so too. I think he's afraid he can.
I think he fears you because he has no idea what you can do. Even though you're saying what you'll do, he doesn't know. There's no pattern. He can't follow a pattern with you. However, Jeremy is easy to follow.
I got a prosecutor in New York ready to freaking throw me in jail for 3 years. I don't give a fuck. That's what the lady got worried about Jeremy Hales. What the fuck?
All right.
Throw me in diesel therapy. I'm going to do 2 weeks in transit, or 2 months in transit. I can do a year in a garbage can if I need to. I don't give a fuck. What are these people going to do? Come on, Robbie, you know what? Right?
Yeah.
What are they going to do? Yeah. They're going to put me in transit. They're going to make my life a little bit miserable. Okay, fine. I'll come out and be a fucking millionaire. I don't give a shit.
Right.
How do they know? Fuck that.
Yeah, question. Would you sit in jail for a year just to come out with $1 million?
In a heartbeat, I would do it. Fuck yeah. It depends on the jail, though. Not the feds. I don't think the feds, only because the feds, they make it into a fact. You have to really be gay in the feds.
Right.
I want to go someplace where there's conjugals, where they have a trailer and they got the little place you can barbecue. It's actually probably better for your relationship that way. You get 1 weekend out of the month, you bump uglies, and then you go back to business. Hang out, walk the yard, play pinochle,
Pinochle. Gosh, I haven't played pinochle since my mom was alive.
It's like going to a shitty sleepaway camp. That's all. Just think about it.
Oh my gosh, this is so crazy. I just, I'm sorry you're going through that, Richard, and I hope you're able to fight it before even going through that. I mean,
I've already alerted the governor of Florida and the attorney general, several of the senators, the two U.S. senators. Byron knows about this. Byron Donald, he'll probably be the next governor. A lot of the people in Florida already know about this. Also, Ed Martin.
Do you think they'll extradite you?
No, they're probably not going to extradite. But what I'm trying to set it up is this: get a Florida lawyer, a big time Florida lawyer that will take the case. I'm trying to get one from Trump's people to give me a lawyer to take the case. And what I'll do is we'll set it up so that if they put the arrest warrant in, they'll deliver it in Florida, and then I'll show up at the jail, like 9 or 10 o'clock. They'll fingerprint me, process me, do all the shit, and then by 2 o'clock the governor's thing will come through. So I'll have harm in that I was incarcerated, so they can bring out like a multi-million-dollar case. So as long as I'm in jail for a few hours, or a day or whatever, I have harm, right? So the goal would be to do it in a few hours. I wouldn't want to stay overnight if I don't have to, but if I gotta stay, I gotta stay. I'll get a bologna sandwich, I'll be okay. But then
I'll get a bologna sandwich. It's not like New York, though, Richard.
Oh my!
New York's a different place. Ooh. Yeah. But then I did well with New York. I did well with the New York chicks in the sense that I knew all the Bloods and the Crips. What I did was I went in. I had the Italians and the Russians right away. I had a Russian guy as my bodyguard, and then we did what we had to do there. And then I would help out the Russians and the Italians first, obviously, then the Russians too. And then what we would do is we'd go over and I'd tell them, listen, I grabbed my guy, so like, you're my muscle, and then I would split it with people. So I would say, look, we're gonna do a deal. You bring me somebody in, and you keep half. So what do you mean? It's like, well, if I charge the guy like $500 or $1,000, which is a lot of money in jail, because you do like 170 or 200 every couple of weeks for commissary. Unless you're trying to make money for the outside, they charge like somebody for paperwork. They charge $1,000, and so they're paying you for like the next 2-3 months. Every week or every 2 weeks you're getting paid. And so I would tell the guys, I'm like, look, I'm just going to do the work. You are collections and client management. So if there's a problem with anybody, I'm paying you half the thing. So if I'm making $1,000 on this, you're making 500. I don't want any fucking headaches. I'm going to do the work. I'm going to do this. This is what they got to do. I'll sit down with the guy. You'll be there. You explain it. I'll explain it to everybody so you understand it. Answer all the questions. I'll do your paperwork. Then I'm done. I get fucking paid. You get paid. You're the collection. You bring me this. We dealt with. Everybody's a happy bastard. That's it. I was doing that with everybody. And the Italians loved me. The Bloods loved me. I did that with the Bloods too. I got the head of the Bloods and I sat it down and said, here's how it's going to work. Your people are going to do this. We're going to work it out. I'll do it for you, this, that, and the other thing. But here's how we make money. And then by the end of the day, he was down with MS-13, and he was fucking getting the MS-13 people, and they were the business, so we were giving them the business. It was like, oh yeah. Okay.
Sylvie C says, "Isn't that a gamble?"
What's a gamble?
I think you already covered it though.
Yeah. What's a gamble? It's like I have the best hustle in prison because I was getting people out. It was during COVID. Yeah. I was on compassionate release. I was getting people their pleas. I was knocking their pleas down. I had a guy who saved 10 years in jail. They waited for a 15-year plea. They wanted to sign a dummy plea. Said, don't fucking sign that. Fire your lawyer. Tell the judge this, this, and this. He said that. He went back, had a new lawyer, got 5 years. So it was like, that's the type of shit. Once they saw that, once you do that 1 or 2 guys, I'm like, this fucking guy. And so then it was like untouchable because they would have me in the cell block, and I used to not have a cell because my cell was the law office. Right? So I was doing law office out of that fucking place. So they would come in, I was doing bing, bing, bing. I'd get up in the morning, have my cup of coffee. I would work from, say, 7:30 till about lunchtime. And then after lunch, I'd probably do another hour after lunch. Then I'd play cards the rest of the day into the night. That was a fucking every day. I was making so much money in jail. I broke the bookie one time with a fucking football parlay. Holy shit. That's all bad. What am I going to do with the money? There's only so many birthday cards with stamps you could send out to people, So I was like,
right. Oh my god.
No, I was doing. I was gambling. I was fucking. I was taking crazy fucking bets. I didn't give a fuck. I broke the bookie a few times. Bookie was looking at me. What the fuck?
Yeah.
I was crazy fucking shit, and I would hit. It was the best. Especially during football season. I was betting hockey. I don't know shit about fucking hockey. I was betting hockey because I had nothing fucking better than it. It was fucking great.
Wow.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Well, you were in camp, right? Were you in camp or were you on a compound?
I was in Orlando for holding the private one in Orlando, and then they moved me to Tallahassee for a week, and then to Jessup to the camp.
Jessup, yeah, you were at camp. So camps are like, how many people at the camp?
Oh God, we had like 300.
Yeah, haven't they run the book over there?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's how it goes.
Everybody's listening in the chat. So quiet. Any questions, guys?
Yeah, camp was crazy. I was in there with Big Will from the New York Giants.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. They love the fucking feds too, and that's the problem. It's like, hopefully they're going to get this out of the system in the sense that they clean house and clean up at the Department of Justice so much. But you got these career prosecutors that are just looking to get, or careerist prosecutors that are going there to get stepping stones to get the $1 million partner at the big law firms. So they go and they win a bunch of cases, a couple of high profile cases, and they go and they make millions at the big law firm. But they're scumbags in that a lot of the people that they prosecute shouldn't even be prosecuted. Like Robbie, you shouldn't have been prosecuted. What the fuck are you prosecuted for? It's no bullshit. It's such a bullshit people away. And then you got all these and fucking murderers out there. They don't give a shit. They run around. Oh, it's not their fault.
Oh yeah, look at all these. Human trafficking.
Yeah.
The worst part is that up until lately, they were housing all of the illegals. So you're an illegal, you commit a crime here, you don't get deported. You do your 5 or 10 or 12 or 15 years in the U.S. federal prisons, then they deport you. Trump
of course, because the government's making money off you. They've got insurance policies on you.
Yeah. So they said federal prison was much easier than regular prison. No, that's actually a misconception. It used to be.
That is a huge misconception.
In the 70s and the 80s, it was like Club Fed, and they had the soda machines and everything else. And it got really shitty back into the 90s, and after 95, the crime bill. That was thanks to Joe Biden. And much of the other stuff, and it got shitty after that, and then it became almost as bad, if not worse, than the states. Like there was this in a state like New York, you get packages. You get like a box. You could get like a 30 or whatever pound package every month. You get all sorts of different. You could have video games. You could do all that shit. In the feds, you have none of that. You get conjugals in a lot of places. You don't get that in the feds. And the feds,
they took all that away.
They have a national menu, right? You know the national menu? They have a national menu in the feds that is terrible. And who made the menu was what's the name? Michael Obama. Barack's husband. It made the national menu, and it was the worst menu that you could ever think. There was terrible. It's got all seed oils in it. It's just terrible food, and they're trying to kill you. Like you eat that, if you're there for 20, 30 years in federal prison, you're going to die of cancer. That's just what it comes down to. All these guys die of cancer. Yeah. Nobody dies of old age. They'll die of cancer. Trying to kill you.
They took all the weights out of federal.
Oh, they took the weights out. They took all the stuff out. They don't want you to be healthy. They want you to be, they want you to die. They're trying to kill you. They try to kill you in that federal prison.